How can the Knicks improve this offseason after a devastating loss to the Pacers? I made another video about how they should fire Tom Thibodeau and hire Dan Hurley, but it's not just Dan Hurley that they should hire. They could hire Mike Malone too. That'd be a solid option. I could see a variety of other candidates. Jay Wright, if he wants to get back into coaching, especially with the Villanova connection, I could see. But it's not just coaching. Let's go into the vet minimum contracts they can sign, the taxpayer mid-level exception, which they have available because Brunson took a discount. Otherwise, it would have been a second apron team. As you can see, the contracts here, Karl Anthony Towns, 4 years, $220 million. Obviously, they're keeping him and Brunson. Those are the two core guys, right? OG Anunoby is tradable only for a superstar, right? Like, you only trade OG, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges for guys like Giannis Antetokounmpo or Kevin Durant, but the Kevin Durant trade is increasingly more difficult because the Suns are a second apron team. So it's hard for them to aggregate contracts and trades, right? Especially with a team like the Knicks, which doesn't have a lot of flexibility roster-wise in what they can do to acquire Kevin Durant, right? So at the end of the day, I think Giannis would be the superstar they would go at. I don't know if they have the assets to do that because of the Steichen rule, they only have available to trade their 2026 first rounder. They can't trade that 2020 or 2030 first round pick to the Bucks because they already gave up their 2029 first round pick. Looking at the market, they'll at least have the taxpayer mid-level exception. I don't expect them to be a second apron team. Therefore, they could use that money on Bruce Brown Jr. They could use it on Clint Capella, especially if, Mitchell Robinson is traded or if they just, obviously Precious is probably gone. I don't expect them to re-sign him. You could even go get Dennis Schroeder if you think you need another guard other than Brunson out there and Miles McBride, who plays more of an off guard. You need someone to handle the ball, take pressure off of him. Schroeder could be an option there too. I could also see Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Now, I don't know if he'll accept the taxpayer mid-level exception. Minnesota might pay him more because they have his bird rights, but that'd be an option. I think he would fit in perfectly on that team. You look at Malik Beasley, he's not going to be available, obviously, because the Pistons are going to give him a massive contract extension. I mean, he was the second best player on almost a 50-win team last year. Overall, there's not many options with this market. You could go get Gary Trent Jr., maybe Trey Lyles, Trey Jones, guys like that. I know they were interested in trading for Kobe White, but I don't think the Bulls will make that trade. And the Knicks would have to give up like Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, someone like that to get a Kobe White. So I don't expect that to be the trade they go for. But I feel like they could acquire Giannis if the offers from the other teams aren't as substantial. Like if the Bucks, they say, okay, Damian Lillard is still going to be okay when he's back. We don't know that. Maybe they think like that. Okay, we get OG Anunoby, who's one of the best defenders in the league. Mikal Bridges, who we've seen what he could do as the number 1 or 2 option on a team. Multiple second rounders and a first round pick unprotected in 2026. Now, not the best option, but definitely the best option the Knicks could give unless they also include Miles McBride and Mitchell Robinson, which is a possibility as well. Like I mentioned,